Thanks for joining us. Today we're talking about abortion.
Well, some would have you believe that abortion is a highly controversial or taboo topic. That's not reality.
In reality, 77% of Americans want abortion to remain safe and legal.
The extreme rhetoric that makes abortion seem like a scary topic is just coming from a very vocal minority.
And we shouldn't let them drown out our voices or stop us from having important conversations about reproductive health care.
But we understand that a lot of people don't really know how to talk about abortion. So today, we're sharing some tips. All right. First, it's important to try to meet the person where they are. Talk to them as your friend or family member. That means listening to what they have to say, sharing your thoughts in a calm, kind voice, and trying to identify your shared values or experiences.
By approaching the conversation this way, you can break down walls and open the door to a real conversation rather than an exchange of heated political talking points.
Remember, you can listen without compromising your position, and you can acknowledge where they're coming from without agreeing.
That sets the stage for a more productive discussion.
It's also okay to acknowledge the complexity of the topic.
One powerful phrase to try is, "I see where you're coming from. Abortion is a deeply personal and often complex decision."
But then try to open them up to considering a wider view of the issue.
You can try reminding them that whatever their personal feelings are about abortions, everyone's pregnancy, health, values, and life circumstances are different. While abortion may not be right for them, they can't know the situation of every person who faces the decision of whether to continue or end a pregnancy.
Let them think about that for a while. Then ask if they think politicians should be the ones to make that very personal decision for everyone.
Most people can acknowledge that that decision should stay between the pregnant person, their family, and their doctor, not politicians.
Another powerful strategy is to share your own story about considering or accessing abortion care. While that level of vulnerability can be scary, it's one of the most compelling ways to cut through preconceived arguments about the issue and talk about the reality of abortion in people's lives.
1 in 4 people who can get pregnant will have an abortion in their lifetime. By sharing your story, you can help break the stigma and pave the way for others to share their experiences.
The more we share our stories, the more clear it will become that the decision to have an abortion is deeply personal, often complex, and that no one, especially not politicians, should make that decision for someone else.
We believe that stories are powerful. They move people and they connect people. If you're willing to share the power behind your story, but you want some extra support, we can help. Send us an email at ppam@ppmi.org and a staff member from our storytelling program will reach out to you about storytelling trainings, mentorships, and opportunities to share.
But if you're not ready to share or you don't have personal experience with abortion, here are some general guidelines for talking about abortion without sharing personal details.
Do speak with a confident, non-judgmental voice. Don't talk down to people or make assumptions about their beliefs.
Do emphasize that abortion is healthcare, and blocking access to it can be harmful to pregnant people's health and lives.
Don't engage in arguments about when life begins. Do remember that there is no scientific consensus on the issue, so just politely say that questions about when life begins are personal and can be deeply intertwined with a person's faith, culture, or other closely held belief. Then bring the conversation back to the fact that politicians are not the experts and should not answer that question for everyone.
Do reorient the conversation to the pregnant person. Emphasize that forcing someone to remain pregnant against their will can have a devastating impact. Don't stigmatize other reproductive choices in defense of abortion rights. Remember, this is about supporting the rights of people to make their own choices regarding pregnancy and parenting. Do suggest they support access to birth control, comprehensive sex education, paid family leave, and other resources and services that empower families to live happy, healthy lives.
Don't stigmatize Planned Parenthood's abortion services by using apologetic phrases like, "It's only 3% of what Planned Parenthood does." Instead, say Planned Parenthood is proud to provide a full spectrum of reproductive health care services, and abortion is a small but important part of that health care.
Remember, most Americans agree that abortion should remain safe and legal. It's just the very vocal minority and the anti-choice politicians they send money to who are pushing attack after attack, trying to make it appear like they're the majority. It's up to us to raise our voices, share our stories, break down abortion stigma, and make sure the minority doesn't strip away our rights.
Have more questions? Want to do a deeper dive? Want to join our storytelling program? Or do you just want a safe space to talk about this and other reproductive justice issues with other Planned Parenthood supporters? Send us an email at ppm@ppmi.org and we will connect you with an activist group in your area.